some sort of brain block or
Yeah.
barrier.
Yeah.
So what would be some examples of those?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. So usually the place that I say these show up the most is when we're stretching, like when we're going to do something we've never done before. That's when your brain will serve the sentences that your subconscious already has programmed. So for an example, when I was going to start my podcast, I know that your podcast is on the Neuroscience, so congratulations. And you've got a
Thank
great following
you.
already. I'm so excited for you. We're
Thank you.
hitting our 400th episode of our podcast.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I remember when I was starting that, and of course I wanted it for at least a year, and I kept putting it off. That's one of your brain's tactics to kind of get you distracted off of that. And then when I finally did it, I remember the thought. It was starting to hit play, starting to hit record. That was before I even did video podcasts. And you get a physical feeling in your body, right?
Yeah.
It's either like in the heart or in your stomach, the butterfly.
Oh, yes. I've
And you
experienced
feel it,
that.
right? You feel it physically. But what happens the moment after you feel that physical sensation? Most of us high achievers, we dismiss it, but it's actually the most powerful moment you could pay attention to. There was a thought that floated across my mind. That's kind of how they get delivered. Like, it's just this thought. And the thought was, what do you have to bring to this? Who's going to listen to you? Right? It was just that floating thought. Now, unlike the rest of the world, high achievers deal with this differently. We just try to like outwork it, outperform it, out hustle it, outdo it, right? And we dismiss it. But what that thought, it's not our thoughts. It's actually a subconscious thought that was created probably back in my childhood when I was trying to be enough and I wasn't and I failed. And that created a belief, a subconscious belief that when I do new things, it'll probably fail and no one will listen. Right. And so there I was trying to do this new thing. And of course, the thought happened. Well, now by that time, I had already developed the systems in the mind matrix specifically that we teach in the book around what do you do with those? Because if you just let them go right back to your subconscious, here's the crazy thing. And your listeners, I know this number seems unbelievable, but it's been so proven scientifically. 90% of your daily decisions and your actions that you're taking, so therefore the results that you're getting, isn't coming from your thinking part of your brain, your prefrontal cortex, that planning part of your brain. It's coming from your subconscious. 90.
Yep.
So it's
I
like,
believe it. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but
I feel like,
that's like,
well, sometimes I feel like I'm going through my day on autopilot and I'm like, I don't even know what just happened today, but somehow we got through the day and we're here at the end and we're putting the kids to bed. Cause it's just, you're probably your subconscious driving the day.
And that's the positive side. See, that's the thing. Our brains are neutral. It just automates. Automates just means going into the subconscious, what gets repeated. Now, when you were a child to a young adult, the part of your brain that doesn't fully develop, I call it the BS part of your brain. It's your prefrontal cortex. It's the part that can say, no, that's not true, or no, that's not right. That part of you doesn't fully develop until you're 24 for men and 22 for women. We'll leave that alone. But think about that. Like, we are a subconscious process of the patterns of our youth, our childhood, whether it was great or horrible or somewhere in between, when your peer groups, your educational experiences, and we're never, ever, ever taught that we can access it and decide what to keep and what to remove. We literally have never taught this. This is my big mission now, is now that I'm getting the book into people's hands, it's now I want to get it into colleges, and then I want to get it into high schools, because when you realize that your subconscious that runs 90% of your results is just a reps game, then it's about, wow, like, what, number one, what's in there? And number two, the things that are on autopilot that are great, like you're courageous, you take risks, whatever it is, we don't touch them. We let them run automations and do well, but we get really passionate about anything that we hear, especially when we're moving into the place that we want to go to. Like for me at the podcast at the time, that is going to stop you. And the metaphor I love using, it's like your listeners, you and me, we always have our foot on the gas. Like nobody has to encourage that. Like that's just who we are, right? So your foot's on the gas and you're doing everything you can, working all the hours, but it's like, subconsciously speaking, you have a foot on the brake at the exact same time.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. And you feel it, like you feel stalled or like you're spinning in circles. And it's just a matter of a process we take you through step by step in the book to recognize them, and then a process to remove them. And thanks to the scientific principle of synaptic pruning, it's about a 4-step process, fairly simple, but we're just not taught it.
We see evidence of this all around us, yet I think some of us choose to ignore it. Right. But for example, we see the person who's, very overweight, who sat on their couch most of their life, and all of a sudden they're in the news and on the media because they ran an Ironman, or they climbed Mount Everest, or whatever it may be. These physical feats that seem impossible, right? I mean, to me right now, it seems impossible to run 100 miles or hike 100 miles, but people do it, right? People compete in these races. And so there is some evidence in the real world that these blocks are there and they can be removed, and we can actually achieve way more than what we actually think that we are capable of. Thank you for watching this short clip. To watch or listen to this episode in its entirety, view the description below. See you next time.